media address, Senator Ron Johnson said that the president's his apology was as phony as his fraudulent marketing of Obamacare. Take a look at this.
Consumer fraud this massive in the private sector could and should bear serious legal ramifications. For President Obama, however, it helped secure enough votes to pass Obamacare and win re-election.
George, is this now a free fire zone for Republicans, and do they have any obligation, in a political sense, to offer a serious alternative?
Well, I think Republicans have offered serious alternatives all along, but right now, no. I mean, the president owns this, his name's on it. He did it without any other votes, so live with it. One Republican put it brilliantly, Scalise of Louisiana, congressman. He said, the president is like a man who burns your house down, then shows up with an empty water bucket, and then delivers a lecture on how bad your house was before he burned it down. That's an untenable position for the president to be in. It was 9 months ago. An official of the Centers on Medicare and Medicaid Services told a conference what we want to avoid is a third world experience. Well, we've had the third world experience, and what Judy rather delicately calls the president's accommodation looks to a great many of us to be illegal. What we're told in grade school when we study civics is that in that building behind you are the two legislative chambers of the federal government, the Senate and the House. Turns out there's a third. It's called the White House press room, into which the president can, on a whim, sashay and rewrite laws. It's an extraordinary civics lesson.
I didn't learn that in school. You know, I hate it when people come up to me and say, you know, you've been around this town a long time, because I always know what that means. Bob, you've been around this town a long time. Have you ever seen anything like this? A president with his 3 years to roll out his signature accomplishment, literally, with his name on it, and it gets so botched.
Well, I have to think about what this is. It's a mess, clearly. But what it isn't, and I think you have to look at the question of motive. And the president's motive here, even though there are deep problems with the implementation, he wants to do something good for 30 million people and get them health insurance. So this isn't Watergate. This isn't Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
No, I'm not saying it's a scandal. I'm just what it seems to be is ranking companies.
Yeah, there's no question about that. But you see all of these stories in this frenzy out there. The game over. The presidency is over. Some people are saying, I think that's not the case. But here's the other side of this, which I would agree with George Will on. When you go down the road, it's going to get worse. Because you talk to the experts, and they will tell you that this is a money issue. It's going to blow a hole in the budget. And as we go in 2 or 3 months from now and have more, are we going to shut down the government? Are we going to pay for the debt we have? All of a sudden, this is going to come on the table, and people are going to say, my God, it's going to cost much more money than we were spending on these things before. So how you disentangle this is now on Obama's head. Now, can he learn? Can he do? This is an executive function, which is something he's not starred in so far in his presidency. And can he get it together? You know, everyone says and knows he's quite bright. And can he learn to manage? Because this is...
Well, Ms. Ignani certainly got my attention a few moments ago when he said what we're trying to do is prevent blowing up the insurance markets. That's rather a big deal. And I do think this is a constitutional scandal. Suppose the next Republican president, and there will be another Republican president, comes into the press room someday and says, you know, I really think the capital gains tax does not serve the national interest, so we're just, as an act of executive discretion, going to quit enforcing that for a few years.
Yeah, well,
that's not the rule of law.
It is in a way, but as you know, there's a strong other side on that, and we're at the moment here where people have to make decisions, and this is an implementation issue, and I think people are going to give him discretion.
All right. We're going to keep you all hanging. We're going to talk to the panel, bring them back a little bit later. But first, Liz Cheney joins us.